please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be, because I'm going to a gig and I don't have time to do anything else, looking into the drama concerning Amberlynn Reid, her girlfriend, and her missing pets. And I'll say it plural because there is a very short video Amber released on her channel discussing one of those pets. I'm going to go into this by saying if you haven't seen Oh Lordy It's Geordie live streams concerning Tommy, I highly recommend doing so, because it turns out the audience's concern for Amberlynn is very much justified now. We have enough of a criminal record to look at to realise, oh yeah, look, not only does Tommy have a type at the cost of other people's lives because they love nothing more than to be squashed by their dainty queen when a weighted blanket would surely be cheaper, but it turns out they're also a control freak. And so yes, the audience's concern for Amber's well-being is different this time, because usually when Amber's been outed of late by her ex-girlfriends, people have taken the ex's side. Understandably so, because it turns out Amber's a crappy human being. Give it a few more relationships, Amber will be in the area of foodie beauty, and she will undoubtedly start beezing. So we're going to look at what Amber has said regarding Tommy, and then we're going to move on to the quicker, shorter video concerning one of her pets.
Hello, welcome to a new video. So this is not clickbait. Yes, I will be talking about the things that are being said about Tommy.
Spoiler, no, she doesn't. But do brace yourself for the condescension Lynn Reid that we have all come to accept and appreciate.
So I actually already have a couple videos, really exciting videos and happy videos, filmed. I don't have them edited yet or anything like that, but I do have them up. That was what was going to be going up next. But since this has happened, I feel compelled. Like, there are a lot of times where rumors are happening and things are being said where I just keep my mouth shut. Maybe I'll like mention it like on the low, maybe like on Instagram or just in passing.
Since we're entering the Merry Meggy month of Moistmas, you're damn well going to address it, not just because you really should, but because money. Drama does in fact generate a considerable amount of ad revenue. It's not like Twitch with their adpocalypse, which is Hassan Piker's fault. This one is long overdue, and over the course of the year, this year especially, you've been outed by many people for your shady past and your behaviours offline, not, well, lining up with your online. What people did for you because you refused to accept you're a terrible person. This time though, it's not that you're being outed for being a terrible person, it's that you are willingly aligning yourself with a terrible person. Somebody that will only seek to enable bad habits in you and harm you.
I even wrote something because I wanted to be like in a clear mind. And as you guys know, I love to write. I love to journal. I'm able to collect my thoughts so much better in writing versus like speaking out loud. You guys know me. Like, your girl can't speak half the time.
So anyone want to put odds on Tommy having written this for her and in fact being off camera holding it for her while she reads it?
So I decided to write like in journal form, the way that I would write in my journal. And I am going to read it to you guys because it's going to help me, because I do feel very anxious and I do want to like have collective thoughts. I don't want to forget anything. And this is very important to me that I get this out in this moment.
Are these a part of the terms and conditions? Is there a fine print you forgot to include? No refund, perhaps? This all seems a bit trivial and you're just dragging the video. Oh, it is because of AdSense, then isn't it? Sincerity Lynn 101. There is no such thing as sincerity.
So before I read it, I just want to explain like in short form. This is about a reaction channel who was contacted by Tommy's ex-girlfriend's ex-wife. And this woman was immediately put on a pedestal and everything that she said was believed.
This would only be true if all you did was look for the negativity. There are many people calling into question the validity of the ex's complaints, and that person's past as well. A criminal record, I believe, is floating around somewhere. But just because they have a criminal record doesn't mean there's no truth to what they've said. A lot of it right now is what you could consider turd flinging, but because it lines up with other things we know, there is some validity lent to it. Of course, it has to be proven first, and I agree with that. Where's the sodding statement?
People have taken everything that she said as gospel and as truth, because a lot of you want someone to hate, and it's easy for you guys to hate Tommy for whatever reason.
You're over £500. You are their type. They got with you months after their partner passed away, and their partner weighed more than you. Their previous relationships lend credence to the belief they are a feeder. Why are you so defensive when, actually, much like when you claimed to have cancer, the audience was on your side? There have been a number of times when you've been dragged into drama and the audience went to bat for you. You have a brief window of opportunity to listen to them rather than simply go, fingers in ears, la 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 la, can't hear you through the ham hocks.
You guys don't know her in person like I do, and I'm telling you, she is lovable and likable, and I am happy and in love with her. And I know a lot of people want to like twist this like really dark narrative, but I'm telling you, it's not real.
Many people in your audience find it hard to believe because all they've seen of you since you went to Wisconsin is you sat on the same 2 seats in the same area of the same place. They've not seen you do anything with Tommy since that one night out. That was it. It would be better for Tommy to address the rumours directly rather than you go to bat for Tommy, because that also empowers the audience into believing that you are being controlled by Tommy. If you can't understand this, then it's because you're not smart enough and you're too full of yourself.
I truly hate that I have to do this. I want my channel to reflect what's real in my life and not constantly having to make videos like this, defending Tommy's character because of a reaction channel who is so hungry for views and money and hot tea that they have created a whole false storyline that has thousands and thousands of people believing it. It's unfair to me, and it's unfair to Tommy.
I like the fact that you believe the only reason that stream happened, titled Amberlynn Reid Get Out Now, was done solely to generate views and money. That tells us you weren't watching and paying attention. You were listening, but you weren't listening. If you bothered to listen, you'd be able to consider that differing perspectives here and the X's voices aren't something you should simply dismiss. It's why many people call out anyone that wants to date you, because they should know better at this point because of your notoriety, although you're not comparable to that of Tommy.
This is not the first time this reaction channel has done this. They have platformed a few people as long as they were willing to spill tea and share whatever could cause me or other people in my life to look bad for their benefit. There have been some serious misrepresentations made in a recent video on that reaction channel about an extremely painful chapter in Tommy's life. The video, which talks about a domestic violence situation involving Tommy and her ex, fails to include important facts, so it paints a false and harmful narrative.
You, Amberlynn Reid, are not the right person to be talking about that subject then, are you? As you are a third party. You are not relevant to that story. The advice comes from many people, in fact, your haters of the world, to remove yourself from Wisconsin, get your mother to pick you up, take you home, and free yourself from the prison you have put yourself in. This is not too dissimilar from Chantel, who's put herself in a prison in Kuwait under the guise of sticking it to her audience. And in this instance, you're being told not everything is as it seems, in the world of Tommy that is, but you are willingly allowing it to persist and digging yourself into a hole that could well lead to more harm for you or your pets. The condescending attempt at scolding your audience in this video is going to become more prevalent, and it's tragic that you're the one to try this. If it comes from a script to help articulate your thoughts better, then surely it would be better if it came from Tommy reading from a script. Why does it have to be you at this point? Oh, that's right, because you generate views and interest. And this video did get 50,000 views, 6.3k downvotes, so it was well received.
And I want to be very clear. Tommy is the victim here, not the one at fault. The details in the video were based on inaccurate and incomplete information from a third party with a clear agenda. Someone who has openly stated that their goal was to get revenge for their own personal reasons, and even admitted that they've tried to get revenge in the past. This kind of victim shaming is not only misleading, it's downright disgusting.
Third party with a clear agenda. Is that really how we're defining this? Bit ironic, don't you think? Tad hypocritical as well. Oh, you're embarrassing today, aren't you?
It wasn't a simple incident in a garage. As you can see from the charges listed about Tommy's ex, there was a weapon involved. A weapon. Please just think about that for a minute. With multiple ways to escape a garage, Tommy couldn't. Think about why. The truth is that her abuser was charged with felony charges for their actions, and Tommy has spent years working on healing and working through trauma her ex caused.
Okay, so I have an image on the screen here. These are allegedly the charges involved. False imprisonment, guilty due to no contest plea. Endangering safety, charge dismissed. Disorderly conduct, dismissed. I believe these are referencing the ex. This does not change any of the allegations they made against Tommy, which would, well, lead me to believe that they had a toxic relationship, which seems to be a running theme with Tommy's relationships, oddly enough. There is a level of toxicity. Usually you're the one being toxic, so I guess this time you may well be cancelled out and become pH neutral. Although, let's face it here, that is unlikely, and I expect the inevitable future to be, we broke up because Tommy was B-U-S-I-V-E. I expect you to do that in the future, and by the way, in this video she will cry and imply she would quit YouTube over this. No you won't, because you can't get a real job, no one would hire you.
A lot of people are saying that Tommy must have provoked her into holding her hostage with a weapon for hours. If that were true, Tommy's ex would not have been convicted. Provoking someone or self-defense, it would not have gotten her ex convicted for the millionth time, period.
I feel like you may not understand the charges that we've already shown on the screen. No contest is not a guilty plea. I know there could be some belief that perhaps there is guilt there, but no contest is not the same. Convicted on that, again, not the same, and the other charges, including weapons, were dismissed. Somebody's really going to bat for all the wrong reasons.
I stand by Tommy because I know the full story, and I've known the full story the whole time.
Are you sure about that, Amber? Or is that lover's blind spot here only applicable to the truth that you perceive because Tommy's told you that? Have you gone through all court documents and police records? Have you spoken to the ex-partners? Or have you simply listened and believed when it suited you, and then allowed whatever happened next to happen? You're an enabler, Amber. You really are. I'm not trying to denigrate anything Tommy's gone through, but the voices of those against must also always be heard. They must always be heard. And this weird attempt at defending her, when she could do it herself, on your channel, is astonishing. You are a third party arguing about third parties, and about stories you are not as fully involved in, because you were never there. To simply listen and believe to one side tells us she's picking up all your Cheesecake Factory orders. Okay? We know you're not doing much beyond hovering in this one room, which explains why no one's seen your animals for a while.
These people have decided to leave out, and I quote, "I don't want to go into details." That is what this person said when talking about Tommy being falsely imprisoned by her ex. Why? Why? Because it would leave people empathizing with Tommy.
That is, until proven otherwise, an assertion. One must never simply go into any subject matter as complicated as this by simply saying, well then you must be wrong. You must have something to hide. I can promise you this, there isn't much in the way of sympathy for Tommy. If there was any guilt in that area, there would be some empathy, of course there would be. However, that does not take away from what Tommy is, which is why people are concerned for your well-being. But you are willingly allowing that to be brushed over in favour of, but their guilt. Your statement is trash, by the way.
I want to make something very clear, that the abuse that Tommy endured is real, and she deserves justice and support, not ridicule and not doubt. She definitely does not deserve a reaction channel making a spectacle over something that Tommy has spent years trying to heal from. Having this come to light, speculated about, and joked about has left a bad taste in my mouth, and I'll tell you that for sure.
I'm not going to deny, Amber's yet to properly address any of the rumours in this statement. She really hasn't. She's just saying, it's not true. Believe me, guys, I know the truth. Therefore, it's a lie. Amber's, after all, the arbiter of truth here. So please, arbiter of truth, to quote Spinosaurus Kin of old, tell me more.
I have been distant from YouTube already due to the harsh things that have been said and have been lied about. Certain reaction channels have only gotten worse as the time goes on. My channel has been boring. It went through a law, so they've been starving. Because of that, they've lost their minds, and they're actively painting a narrative about Tommy that isn't real.
So that's the last part I'm willing to play in this video because I can promise you the rest of it is no better. Your channel has gone through a lull because you got lazy. So lazy, you were producing non-10. No channel starved, I can promise you that much. Some of the older Hater Nation crowd, yes, did fall off. But the current world is doing fine. You are a prevalent factor and feature, yes. Many don't grow as much sub-wise Because they don't need to. Their viewership is still there. You need them as much as they need you. And right now, they're doing better than you. Oh Lordy It's Geordie's video, or stream, got over 100,000. Subsequent streams did really well as well, better than anything you've done of late. Because you're not doing anything. You are literally sat in the same spot in all your videos, or stood in the same spot in all your videos, doing nothing. Talking about random things, and claiming you're doing better, and doing sod all at the same time, and losing your pets. Let's talk about that now, shall we? Amberlynn Reid put out a video a few days ago titled, "My Heart is Broken, full stop." It is 5 minutes long, and in this video she talks about how her cat, Rarity, is missing. The comments are again vehemently against her, many pointing out that she is hyping up Tommy while her cat is missing. The cat has no collar, no chip, and this cat has travelled across country so you could spend time with Tommy. Many people are quite angry with Amber because of this recklessness. This led to a subsequent video titled "Where is Twinkie?" because people were worried that Twinkie was also missing. In the case of Rarity, on Twitter, people have pointed out there is a discrepancy. Sinatra pointed it out by saying people were noticing the time difference between Amber saying the cat went missing 2 days ago and the post saying it was today. Underneath, somebody had pointed out that it was on the 18th the cat was registered as lost, but it includes a address. I've blurred it out just because I'm not that guy, alright? Many people believe that Amber had simply left the door open and the cat just walked out. I could believe that, because there's no way Amber is catching the cat. Although in the video "Where is Twinkie?" Amber does state that she and Tommy are doing everything they can to find the cat. If you really were, you wouldn't be doing these videos. You'd be looking for your cat. You'd be out there doing everything you could to return your cat to your home. And then you'd go home to the Sooner State where your cats belong, because they sure as hell don't belong in Wisconsin with you. A reckless owner drags their pets across a country so they can spend time with somebody else. A reckless owner doesn't have their pets chipped, doesn't have a collar on their pet. A reckless owner trots them out as a trophy for their videos. Reckless cat owners don't make a video on YouTube with dozens of jump cuts so they can get the best emotional responses, edit the video and throw it on YouTube, which you did. It is the most embarrassing video I have seen of somebody crying about their pet being missing, and I want your cat returned safely, of course I do. But these videos, along with photos of you and the timing of when you say things happened, don't line up, Amber. You are terrible at providing your own timeline. You contradict it on a daily basis. This is beyond embarrassing. And I was going to go through it as a response, but I actually have run out of time, I'm sorry. I hope the cat is found, of course I do. But I would prefer the cat simply be given to a better owner. And for your cat to then be chipped, as they should be, a collar placed on them, but the ownership with somebody who actually loved them. The concern for Twinkie is also justified because no one's seen Twinkie once because you've only filmed in these same spots, sat on these same 2 chairs. Reading from your totally original scripts that you wrote yourself. No one believes that, by the way. I've read your poetry. There's no way you write how you read.